Hello, everybody, and welcome into Bedford County Sports Live. I'm Bill Anderson. Alongside me, Coach Kenny Parker, and the ailing boss man, David Thomas. A little under the weather today with his voice, so you're probably just stuck with me and Kenny today. But today's show, we want to thank our sponsors right off the bat. Hernandez Tree Service, 931-575-9756 for all your tree needs. And the fall is the time of year, Kenny, when you might need to get a little tree work done, and Rocky's your guy.
That's exactly right. I got some work I'm going to be doing myself, so it's time to do some cleaning up.
It's also brought to you by First Bank right here in Shelbyville, 508 Madison Street, 931-684-7580. Give them a call for all your banking needs. Also, Kincaid Service Company, 400 Madison Street, 931-684-5662. And what's the key to that? Kincaid what?
They're going to come serve you.
Kincaid Service, because they'll do it.
I want to thank these three guys, David. They've been with us the whole year, so we really appreciate what they do and the service that they have. We really thank our sponsors.
Because at those package stores, you're not going to get the kind of service you get from Mark and Eve Kincaid. Stop in and see them. Give them a call, 684-5662. Let's start off with the playoffs last night. East Robertson, Cascade goes up to East Robertson. They were just outmatched.
East Robertson's too athletic.
Yeah.
Just too athletic. The Groves kids, and they're skilled. Knew it was going to be tough, and they're one of those teams. Even you leaving, they go to Marion County next week, and it wouldn't surprise me if they didn't do Marion about what they did to Cascade last night. So I think East Robertson and Smith County going to be. East Robertson's going to be a hard team to beat. I'll just put it that way.
I agree with you on that one. And looking at that other region games from there, Fayetteville beat Monterey last night, 39-14. You had Smith County put it on Forest. Forest got a pretty good ball club, but it was 40-14. Smith County's tough, really tough.
I agree.
And Westmoreland and Marion County, I thought Marion County, they won 21-7, but I would have thought Marion County would have scored more against Westmoreland.
Marion County's a good team. They're just an old-fashioned team that they run good, they block good, they play good defense, they're fundamentally sound. And I went down and watched Cascade last week. That's why I said they're not overly athletic.
Right.
So, but they play fundamentally sound. They're going to be well prepared. So
but they'll have East Robertson to 10 with this time.
That's exactly right. That'll be a battle.
Long drive from East Robertson to Marion County, though.
From
of
the
travel.
Kentucky line to the Georgia line.
Yep, just about. Really is.
No, it is.
Yeah.
It is.
True. Well, the Golden Eagles got a big win last night against Hillsborough, 41-7. Shelbyville moves on.
I tell you, you look at Hillsborough to start with, and man, they looked athletic, but the team won. Shelbyville was a much better team, chemistry, guys feeding off each other, guys playing for each other. Shelbyville just totally dominated. And there's some people that's probably Shelbyville dominated. The game wasn't close from the start to the finish.
Nathan DeLauder, the quarterback for Shelbyville. Let's talk about him for a minute. He ran the football well, had a couple of touchdown passes, and some key runs there that really kept drives alive.
Well, he did what he was supposed to do. He read his keys, and they were doing that. Some people call it option. He was reading it, and it wasn't a read to throw. It was a read to run, and Hillsborough did probably what everybody would do. You got that three-headed monster, 31, 11, and 21, and when he puts that ball in there, they were sinking down to stop the good running backs. Well, when they did that, they overcommitted there, and number 2 just pulled it and had some really. If he'd had the speed that 31 and 11 has, you would have really been hearing his name. But I thought he did a great job of being a quarterback, ran the offense well, threw some passes. He threw he threw one touchdown pass to number 4 there in the second quarter to make it 14-0. And man, that was that play, I think, broke
I agree.
down.
I think you're right.
I think they were.
The second half was a different.
Yeah,
it was 14-0 half in the second half. It was Shelby.
And I saw Mr. John T. Bobo at halftime, and I said, "This game's over with. This will be a running clock." I said, "Shelby's got their number, and there's nothing they can do." And they about running clocked them in the third quarter.
They just about did. But the key to the Shelbyville team to me is that defense.
Well, they're playing great defense.
Defense.
They're getting better. They're playing for each other.
Yes.
And the thing about it is it's not this kid, it's not this kid, it's not this kid. It's the combination. Yeah. Hillsborough had great speed. Shelbyville's got good speed. But, it wasn't like even in leaving, Shelbyville running with them, and they could not complete the deep ball. You could tell Hillsborough relied on the big play.
Yeah.
The big run from the running back, the big throw. And Shelbyville contested every bit of that last night.
But my hat's off to the kids and the hat's off to the coaching staff and how much better our tackling has gotten since week 1. Because that's the difference. Well, we tackle well, and that pass rush.
Well,
we're coming.
Here's the thing about the tackling early. You can't teach a whole lot of that the way TSSAA's got the rules set up. You can't do a whole lot of contact, but they have gotten better week after week.
And the secondary play's gotten a lot better in our secondary. William Bobo, Stephen Bobo, 3.
If they keep playing together like they are, they're going to be a tough ticket. I'm telling you.
And good to see LeBron Ransom back out there last night. He had a good ball game as well.
Played well.
And it was just a great win.
At 18.
William Bobo, my namesake.
How
much better has he got?
He had
every game.
He had a pick last night and left about 3 of the Hillsborough guys rolling on the ground. I mean, cut this way, cut back.
Right.
And I told David, we're sitting there together, that I think that put them up 41-0. And I said, it's time to get our kids out.
Yeah.
Because these guys are fixing to go head. I even told the official, I said, y'all watch. These guys fixing to go head hunt. They know their season's over with. We got a next week the game. Coach Dryden pulled them out.
Yeah.
And it's the only reason Hillsborough scored because he pulled them out. But I thought that was as good a coaching move as
yes, absolutely. Night. Great move.
Yeah.
Well, what an outstanding game for Shelbyville. 41-7. Writing down here, negative offense on the starters.
Yep.
Negative offense.
Yep.
Impressive.
Negative offense.
And that doesn't surprise
negative offense against the starters.
Yeah. I don't think they completed no more than 2 passes.
Yeah.
I mean, they shut them down.
But Hillsborough's got good athletes. They got good size. I mean, but this was a good team effort right here. And we got somebody chiming in this morning. Hard for me to read that. Good morning, gentlemen. David Overcast. Team chemistry, strong fundamental start with a head coach. Great job to Coach Dryden. Thank you, David.
I agree.
Appreciate the response. And chime in with your thoughts. We'd love to hear from you.
And then I was talking to somebody last night. Shelbyville's at 10 wins. When's the last time we were 10 wins? It's been a while. Was Palmer 10 wins? Okay.
How was the crowd last night? Because last night we did something fun. We set up.
It was okay. I mean, I think a lot of people.
You knew Hillsborough wasn't going to bring many.
Well, they had more than I anticipated.
Really?
Yes, they did. Didn't say they filled it up, but they had more than I anticipated. I told somebody. I remember coming to watch Hillsborough when they had the all-SEC team.
Right.
Yeah.
And sitting up in the bleachers and look over it, and there was about 4 people in the stands.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they had an SEC caliber team. They had a pretty good showing. But, several people were there. They were vocal. But, when they got up, you sort of get. But it'll be a different atmosphere this week.
Oh, yeah.
It'll be totally different
Big
this
ball
week.
game.
Yeah.
Other games around was Tullahoma. I kind of call this one. They beat Nolensville 10-0. I sort of saw that coming. I thought Tullahoma would bounce back. And they beat a really good Nolensville team.
Nolensville, I understand, can play some ball. And, a lot of people thought the region was going to be swept. But I thought there was good representation.
Columbia played Centennial well, 27-15.
Columbia's leading Centennial there at the end. Centennial had to come from behind to beat them.
Franklin County didn't have much of a shot at Page, 50-14.
Page pretty good. I understand Page got a really good defense.
Right.
I mean, you hear Page and you think about their offense, what they've had in the past, but I've heard they've got a good defense.
Just a couple other scores. I just want to mention Moore County, 48, Houston County, nothing. Moore County's rolling, undefeated.
They're pretty good. They're pretty good.
Might have a shot to.
Well, they got Eagleville.
Get to the big bowl.
They'll play Eagleville this week, and they got to get through Eagleville. And I know Coach White is one game at a time, but get through Eagleville, then they get the rematch with McKenzie. If McKenzie's got to play Collingwood, but they're one game at a time. They've got now after the Eagleville game, then their next three games could very well be McKenzie, Dresden, and South Pittsburgh. So, they still got a gauntlet to go.
Got a pretty good quarterback. The White kid's awfully good.
They got more than just the White.
I know they do, but he's an awfully good quarterback.
He's pretty good.
Giles County 34, Chattanooga Brainerd 0. Giles County's pretty good. Marshall County beat Jackson Northside 52-18 last night.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're going to shift gears and talk about our sponsors again. Big thank you to Hernandez Tree Service and Rocky for all your tree cutting, trimming needs. He'll take care of you, and he'll do it at a reasonable price. 931-575-9756. And a special thanks to the oldest sponsor of Shelbyville Now, Bedford County Sports, and that would be First Bank, 508 Madison Street, 931-680-7580. And a special thanks to Mark and Eve Kincaid at Kincaid Service Company, 400 Madison Street, 931-684-5662. And the name of the game there is service, and they'll give it to you. Let's shift gears, guys, and talk a little college.
Before we shift gears, sure. I want to go back to Cascade. Cascade had a young man, Lance Peoples, big number 77, got an MTSU offer.
Great.
He got an MTSU offer last week, and that's big. So we want to give Lance a shout out for the work he's done, and
nice to see MTSU offer a Bedford County kid.
Somebody to offer right close.
That's not been happening. And that's wonderful to see.
So big shout out to him, and
absolutely.
Maybe we can get to watch him play some more. Now
I'll tell you what, though.
Now let's go. That's
to me,
college lead.
Well, college leading on MTSU. To me, guys, if they recruited locally more, their stands would be full.
I don't disagree with you.
Because you got a Shovel kid, a Tullahoma kid. Next thing you know, you got 200-300 people from each town going to watch the kid. Mm-hmm. But anyway, here nor there. All right, college football, guys. SEC. Here's a game that's interesting.
It's going to be a pretty good weekend in SEC, other than the one at Knoxville. Everything else is going to be a pretty good game.
This game, Jackson State at South Carolina. Jackson State is not bad. Jacksonville State is not bad. I think there's a chance they give South Carolina a ball game today, guys.
Could. What's it say?
Aaron Parker, Roll Tide.
All right.
Aaron.
Love you, Aaron. Glad you're listening.
Absolutely. Texas A&M, Ole Miss.
It's
down at the Grove.
I'm wanting Ole Miss.
I think Ole Miss rolls. I think Ole Miss rolls.
I read a comment or saw a comment the other day. Somebody said they wanted to see Ole Miss win because they wanted to see the feud between the A&M coaching staff, the new coordinator that Jimbo brought in. Yeah. Petrino.
Oh, yeah.
One of them going to blame the other. So, yeah, let's go.
Arkansas goes to Florida. They're a 6-point underdog. I like Arkansas, as Todd Bobo would say. Take the money line and the Razorbacks in the swamp. I like them to beat them.
No.
Wow. No. I'm telling you, Florida's in a bad place. And my understanding is Arkansas has made some changes to their offensive staff.
Bad.
We'll see. Because I'm predicting the upset today.
Oh, well, okay, that's fine.
Tennessee, UConn, the line's 35.5.
I'm predicting the upset there.
I'm predicting this.
No,
I'll take UConn in the points because I don't know that Tennessee can beat anybody by 35.5. I'm sorry.
Right now, Tennessee can play. Tennessee can play.
Missouri and Georgia. Georgia's rolling again. 15.5-point line, but Missouri can score points. Gave Georgia a good game last year, but this game's between the edges. I don't think it'll be a game.
Georgia's getting there. Georgia's getting there. They're slow walking. They're getting there.
They are. I agree with you. Auburn at Vanderbilt today. I just don't think Vanderbilt's got the horses to play with them. Kentucky at Mississippi State. Cowbells will be ringing.
They ain't gonna sing, no.
I don't think they are either. I like Kentucky there. The line's 3.5. All right, Kenny. Roll Tide. LSU at Alabama.
I'm gonna tell you, if Alabama can put a complete game together like they did that last half against Tennessee, they're gonna be hard to beat. LSU gave them a pretty good fit last year, so
the line's 3. Alabama's given 3, but here's the key stat: the over and under is 63.5.
Wow.
Do you know LSU has gone over the last 11 games because their defense is right up there with USC's? It's awful. I mean, their defense is abysmal.
I think Alabama will win, and I think they will. What'd you say it was?
The line's 3. I think Bama covers.
Oh, yeah.
But I think there's going to be some points scored here by both teams. Because LSU can score. The problem is LSU can't stop anybody.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem.
Well, the thing about it is it depends on how Alabama – if they play that pound and ground, you ain't going to get it a whole lot.
True.
You're not going to get this like the Titans in Pittsburgh the other night. You didn't have but about 7 possessions.
That's about all you had.
So
Notre Dame goes to Clemson in Death Valley today. I just think this is not a good year for Clemson. I like Notre Dame pretty big.
I don't know. It's hard for me to go against Clemson.
But they don't have the athletes to me they've had in the past at the skill positions.
No, they have the athletes because they've done a good job.
Sure, they don't have the quarterback play.
The thing of it is their chemistry. That word chemistry is big. And they're just not playing with, but they are at home.
Right. That's a tough place to play.
And Dabo has been in the media today. So you're going to see, do the Clemson players have his back?
Yeah.
Do the Clemson players have the backing of the coach?
I'm going to tell you one thing he's going to have to do, and that's embrace the NIL. He's not, and it's hurting.
Well, that's
the game. The game's changed. We may not like it, but that's where you're at.
That's right.
All right, Penn State at Maryland. Upset alert for me. I like Maryland to give Coach Franklin all he can handle in this one. Maryland's got a pretty good football team.
And Penn State offense is not very good.
It's not.
It's not very good.
Agreed.
And I think you got to score to win.
All right, Washington goes to USC. I'm surprised this line is only 3.5. USC's defense may be the worst defense in college football.
USC will win this game.
No way.
Yes.
They can't stop anybody.
Watch.
Upset special from Kenny Parker. I like it.
Win this game.
I like it.
As much as I like Washington, and I love their quarterback.
I do too.
I liked him when he was at Indiana. I've liked him the whole way, but I'm telling you, I think USC will win this game.
Oregon State, Colorado, at Colorado. Oregon State's not bad.
No, the Colorado's played their game. They're not going to be able to finish.
Here's one I'll mention just because what a rivalry it is. Oklahoma, who got beat by Kansas, has to go to Oklahoma State, and Oklahoma State did not play well early. They're playing really well here. I think Oklahoma State gives them a ball game.
That is a game where it ought to be an even game every year.
Yeah, because you just don't know. And it's at Oklahoma State. I'm going to predict the upset.
You talking about somebody that dislikes each other. I'm not going to use the word hate. That dislike. They do. They dislike each other.
Great game for college football for everybody. I hope you get out and get a chance. You drive up to Nashville and watch a ball game, or you can sit at home like Penny and I are going to.
Big game for MTSU this
week. It is. At New Mexico, I believe it is.
They win. They've got to win out to make a bowl.
They do.
And today is the key, because after today,
they're 3.5-point underdog.
I think after today, they can very easily win out. But today is a tough one.
And what hurts MTSU too early in the year, when you got to go play these Alabama games and you play in these big schools, you get beat up, you get banged up, you take losses, and then all of a sudden chemistry and some things go wrong. I don't know that it's worth the money, to be honest with you.
A couple of years ago, they won 1 or 2 of those games.
Right, they did.
And it was worth the money.
But you get yourself beat up, then you get into your conference play, you get yourself in a hole, the vibe's wrong.
It just all depends, man. It's a you got to do that.
True.
I mean, they're not going to be able to be successful with their program if they don't go play some of those games.
Maybe one a year, but not 2 and 3.
They've got
maybe one a year.
They've got to have the money.
And even then, play Kentucky or Vanderbilt or somebody. Don't play Alabama.
Well, they don't. Kentucky and Vanderbilt won't pay out what Alabama and some of those others will. That's where they're going. They're going for the payout.
Of course, Coach, if you recruit more local kids, maybe you don't need the payout because you're selling your stadium out. Just saying. All right, guys. We're going to shift gears in a second.
It takes a whole lot of seats
it does.
to get $1 million.
But I'm telling you, the MTSU alumni is here. If you could just energize them. I went to MTSU. You went to MTSU. I love going up there and watching football. Mm-hmm. Give me a product I can watch. I'll go up there and watch it. Mm-hmm. Now, I'd really like to see it if I saw a Rocky Chandler or a local boy or two on there would make me even more want to go up there. Mm-hmm. And that's sort of what Coach Ensel's done in girls basketball is he recruits a lot of local kids, and that's why
they're very good local basketball too with girls. And he's the reason that.
Right.
He's the reason for that. He started the foundation.
He sure did.
Of Mid-State.
I mean, how many colleges do the girls out attendance the boys? That's what it is in MTSU. It's not even close. All right, guys. I want to thank our sponsors again. Hernandez Tree Service, 931-575-9756 for all your tree service needs, stump grinding, whatever you want. Rocky will make it right for you. And First Bank, the longtime sponsor of Shelbyville Now, 508 Madison Street, 931-680-7580. And Kincaid Service Company, 400 Madison Street, 931-684-5662. Service is their middle name. A little bit of pro football real quick, guys. Big game tomorrow. We'll get to the Titans last, but I want to talk about tomorrow morning. Germany. Maybe the game of the year. Dolphins, Chiefs.
They can play, but I'll be teaching Sunday school class and listening to Brother Peter Allen at Fairhaven Baptist. So
well, let me ask you this. The Chiefs, they didn't play well last week. Now, Mahomes had the flu. I don't know why they put him out there. The man had the flu. He's running a fever. He's throwing up. And I would have worried he would have contaminated the entire team.
Let me tell you, it's going to be tough for the Chiefs.
I think so, too.
Because there's this guy by the name of Hill.
Yes.
Tyreek
Hill.
That plays for the Dolphins, that knows Mahomes inside and out. Yep. And, he's already made a comment. Mahomes go to scrambling. You guys look for Kelsey because he's going to Kelsey, and his other guys can't catch.
Except for She Rice.
His other receivers are struggling catching the ball.
But let me say this: it's hard to believe, as good as the Dolphins have been at 6-2. Both these teams are 6-2. Mm-hmm. Miami has yet to beat a team with a winning record. All 6 wins have come against bad teams. The 2 times they've come up against somebody pretty good, they've lost. Now that's what makes this intriguing to me. But the Dolphins got the weapons. Not only do you have Hill, you've got your Alabama boy, Waddle, who's pretty good.
Where's this game at?
It's in Germany.
All right, now listen to this. The Dolphins left on Tuesday.
Okay.
The Chiefs left on Thursday.
Advantage Dolphins. We've seen it time and time again. Great point, Kenny. The Rams are at your Packers. I like your Packers here. But they're going to have to play.
I like my Packers every year.
They're going to have to play.
Hey, it's the NFL. You've got to play. You've got to play.
Has Love disappointed you a little bit? He started off hot.
No.
Still throw with him.
Yes. He's going to be okay. I'm telling you, the Packers and the Titans are a little similar with each other.
Yep.
Going into the season, I thought one of the strengths for Green Bay was going to be their offensive line. Well, they had a couple of injuries, and I can't ever say his name, Bassiari, 69, who is can only play one game on one leg.
Stays hurt.
And he's been hurt, and I've said it show after show. We talked about this team here. Unionville, freshmen and sophomores. You look up and down the Green Bay's offense, they freshmen and sophomores in the line, in the receivers. And the thing about it is the depth is freshmen and sophomores also. So they don't have the experienced NFL guys giving them these little tidbits about what you got. They're having to learn on their own.
Right.
Now, I'm going to tell you right now, a year or so, you're going to be talking different about Love.
Right.
You're going to be talking different about. Now, my disappointment with them, if I had to have a disappointment, is we knew the offense was going to struggle, or they did. I'd say we. They knew the defense has not picked up where I thought they would.
I agree with that.
And that's the key. And yes, if you hold a team under 20 points in the NFL, you should have a good chance. And they have had chances to win, but the Rams would be tough. But
they got a really good rookie receiver. The Rams do. That's tough. That kid out of BYU, he's good, and they got Cooper Kupp, and Cooper Kupp's pretty good. Tomorrow afternoon, big game. The Dallas Cowboys go to the Philadelphia Eagles. That ought to be a great NFL football game. What do you think, Kenny?
I think it will be, but and go back to the Rams-Packers game for just a second.
Yeah.
This weather.
Yes.
It's going to be Green Bay weather. I think they got snow on the ground, and them boys from LA don't like that. Could very well be the same thing in Philadelphia.
Could be.
Could be the same thing in Philadelphia.
Who runs the football better?
The
Eagles.
And who throws the football better? The Eagles. There you go.
But I do say the Cowboys have the better defense. The Phillies' defense has disappointed me. I thought they were going to be a top 5 unit, and then you're having trouble with the Commanders.
And then they got
twice.
Byard. And then they picked up Byard.
And they got Byard.
Don't.
End of the day, I trust Hurts more than I do Dak Prescott.
Don't go
I'm going with Eagles.
There you go. Don't go against them.
All right, now big game Sunday night, great night. Bills at the Bengals. The Bengals and Joe Burrow got it going on right now. He's healthy. The Bills are very beat up on defense. I like the Bengals here at home.
I don't disagree with you there. I'm not going to disagree.
And just a mention of the Chargers Jets because it's Monday Night Football. This was supposed to be your boy Aaron Rodgers. That's why it's on Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
The Jets hadn't been bad.
Hey,
that kid's gotten a little better.
Jets defense
may be one of the best in the league.
There you go.
All right, last topic we got, guys.
And I always say, you're going to give me a good offense, you're going to give me a good defense. I want the defense.
Absolutely.
I want it. And,
Thursday night, the Titans lose at Pittsburgh 20-16. Kenny, your thoughts?
I was not disappointed with the Titans, period.
Will Levis played well.
Their offensive line, man, this one goes down, this one goes down, this one goes down.
Four go out.
Yeah, and the only player in their offensive line that didn't miss a snap was the center, Brewer.
That's it.
And they were makeshift.
Dylan Radins came in and played well.
He did. I like 75.
I do too. And he's gotten better and better.
But the quarterback, somebody he threw the interception at the end of the game. Dude got you.
Almost a Hail Mary.
Dude got you to where you are.
Yes.
He had a great game.
He did.
The thing about it is he was reading the defenses. He was moving to protection. He was getting them in and out. Unfortunately, on first down, I don't know if it was a bad pass or what happened, but 32 to back out of the backfield, got the backpedaling and fell down. If he keeps his feet, he hits him. And, yeah, you got to make that play. They make that play. We don't think about the other one. The next play, we almost get the interception in the end zone. So now what's it, 15 seconds? You got no timeouts. It's third down. Yeah, you got to force something. And I thought the linebacker for Pittsburgh made one heck of a play to get back. If he don't make that play, if he don't make that play, if that guy don't intercept that ball there and go back and get up and get on that one, Tennessee wins because that's about to be a touchdown pass.
My disappointment in the game was, believe it or not, the defensive line. We're paying big money. Well, we can't generate a sack, not one on Kenny Pickett, who everybody's been sacking. Their offensive line is not great. And then we've got no pressure.
Well, here's what happened in that game. don't look at the pressure. Pittsburgh was able to run the ball.
That was my next point, and the
Pittsburgh was
disappointment.
able to run the ball.
160 yards rushing in the NFL,
Yeah.
you give up. And it was the backup running back that did most of the damage.
Here's the thing. You go to that. Pittsburgh was able to run the ball.
Yep.
No turnovers.
Nope.
Didn't beat themselves in special teams. You're not going to lose very often.
Now, why all the injuries, David said, a good point for the Titans. Why is it every year we just seem to get off? And Traylon Burks again, boom. I know it was a horrible lick, but
what happened? I mean, what was the outcome of that?
He's in concussion protocol. He was knocked out.
So okay, so
but it was a neck head injury.
I never hit the follow up. I don't know what it is. I know in the past we talked about the vegan stuff.
Vegan diet.
Okay. I don't know
about training.
What these, but I heard somebody on the commentary of the game Thursday night said the Titans are playing the most undrafted players in the NFL right now because players are just hard to find.
Well, and that's one of the things Rand Carthon did at San Francisco so well is he is a good evaluator of talent, and San Francisco did. It's the same MO.
With this salary cap. You've got to make sure you distribute the money. Yes, you want to keep a Henry. You had to pay a Tannehill. You have to pay Simmons. You paid Byard. But when you pay all of those guys, that leaves less money to go. What made New England and the Patriots so good is Tom Brady wasn't a grub hog. Yeah. He wanted to share his money out.
He wanted to win.
So he could win, so he could distribute. Right. And then what did Belichick do? He didn't go out and spend it all on this one. He went out and got these players that were some of them a little older, some of them struggling with some things, and got them to play where I've always said to make a player better, the salary, and they're not going to do it. And I understand, but everything needs to be incentive based.
I think that's over with the Deshaun Watson contract. It's more guaranteed money coming. That's the way it's going.
It's all guaranteed money, and they do the guaranteed money
like baseball
because they can distribute it out over a time. But then you get a situation like Byard. Byard's still going to cost the Titans some dead money because he's gone. And even though
actually, Kenny, that's not correct. All that money went to the Eagles in that trade.
Oh, did it?
That's what's the genius of that trade was.
There you go.
We cleared up $19 million of dead money next year. That was worth the trade right there.
And there's a whole lot. There's a team in the SEC right now talking about that with their coach, and that's Texas A&M, and all that dead money.
$80 million or whatever.
Yeah.
Real quick, and we're going to wrap things up. Let's talk about Rand Carthon in this draft. It looks like the left guard can play. He may still be a left tackle before it's over with.
No, he won't be a left tackle.
I think he could be.
I think they will draft a tackle.
And they may do it or sign
draft. One. No, they will draft a tackle. Here's what you want to do. You talked about your quarterback. He's young. You want to build around him.
Do we trust the Titans to draft a tackle?
Yes.
I'm just saying we've blown it how many times.
I mean, you look at what the Colts did years ago.
They sure whiffed on them.
They drafted linemen, got that line built. Yeah, I think Titans.
Second round pick. All right, I was wrong. I didn't want Will Levis. I was wrong. The guy looks great. I don't want to see Tannehill anymore. I want to see Levis. I want to see him the rest of the year.
Here's my deal. Here's my thinkings with that. This is Tannehill contract year.
Yep, he's not going to be here next year.
He very well could be here next year,
no.
But with less. Hey, all right. Let me ask you this. All right, Bill, you like Levis?
Yeah.
Who's his backup?
Willis. I'd rather have Willis as Tannehill right now. That's how bad Tannehill's been. 2 touchdowns in all these games. He throws way more interceptions. He's not been the same player for 2 years. He's older. And at least with Malik, you got a cheap backup. It's not costing you a lot of money.
Won't be cheap.
Tannehill needs to go somewhere else. I'm done. Just done. But then your third round pick is Spears, and clearly that guy can play. The tight end looks like he's going to be a ball player. So this draft, which I did not like, looks pretty doggone good right now. And like you said, I think they did a really nice job of getting those undrafted guys that can play. That was part of why you could let Bauer go. You've got an undrafted safety coming in now that's playing for them and playing pretty well.
The guy that they got the swap with.
Yeah, he can play.
Yes, he can play.
He's a good player.
He was a number one
pick in 2018. Well, guys, it's about time to wrap this thing up. Remind everybody that we got the last Jake Tire show on Monday. We'll have Coach Tire on, and we'll talk a little Cascade, the game, and we'll talk about next year with Coach Tire.
Shout out to my son, Aaron. I'm glad you listen, Aaron. Love you, man, and look forward to seeing you here in a couple of weeks.
And then Tuesday night at 6 o'clock will be the Judd Dryden show right here, and we'll talk with Coach Dryden. And heading into a big ball game Friday night with Centennial right here at Shelbyville.
That'll be a good ball game. Hopefully, I see you there this week.
Me and my wife last night sat at the camper and had a fire pit going and listened to the radio with those apps, old school, where I could hear Cascade, the Tullahoma, and the Shovel games. We had the best time doing it.
Good.
So it's just nice we got the time on the radio
watching. That's a fun ball game to watch. That's a fun ball game to watch.
It was.
And Bill, David, I said something to you last night. I was going to say something to you today. Get our viewers to chime in. What about some of these old Bill Anderson play-by-play stuff back there in the Jay Thaxton area?
Did it a long time.
Look at his face getting red.
I did it a long time.
All right.
Might do it again one of these days. You never know.
You don't ever know.
Yep. But if I do it, it'll be here.
That's
where it's going to be. It ain't going to be on radio. It's going to be here if I ever do it again.
Thank everybody for listening.
And thank our sponsors again, Kenny.
Yes.
Hernandez Tree Service. Rocky, give him a call, 931-575-9756. And First Bank for all your banking needs, 508 Madison Street, 931-680-7580. And Kincaid, what?
Service. All right, here's our upsets. We did it last week.
All right.
I done told you, man. USC's winning today.
USC's winning. Oh, I've got several.
No, well, you just got one.
You might just pick one.
Did I win?
I think Arkansas could pull it off. I think I'm gonna go with Oklahoma State. That's my upset to beat Oklahoma. I'm gonna go with Arkansas.
I don't think Oklahoma State will beat Oklahoma because Oklahoma did not play well last week.
No, they did not.
And I think that'll be a different story.
The disappointment to me is that Venables in that defense.
Yeah.
Because that's what he hangs his hat on. That defense was pretty doggone bad last week.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, thank you, everybody. We appreciate it. We'll be right back here at 9 o'clock.
Hopefully we get a David Thomas back next week.
Get his voice back. We miss David.